F9 to run. 3 course code MTH score 70, okay, 67 this time, unit 3. Then course code, next course code, let's say start 229 score 66, unit 3. And lastly CSC 201 score, let's say 64, 63, and unit is 3. So we're expecting 4.0, right? Yeah, 4.0. So it's very, very accurate. Hello guys, welcome back to another C language programming video. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you on how to calculate GPA, which is the grade point average. So without any further ado, let's dive into it, guys. So first, I'm going to create a new project. Also application, next, then C language. Then I'll name it GPA. Just name it GPA calculator. Yeah, calculator. Next. Then I'm just going to leave everything as default. Then finish. Okay. So guys, I'm going to clear all this. Then clear all this. So I'm going to be using a function. So, and the name of the function will be, the return type will be floats, because our GPA is always in a decimal number, and float always takes a decimal number basically. So going to name this function grade point average. Yeah. So first, I'm going to declare the necessary variables needed, which is going to be int i, int I, comma n, comma score, comma units, comma tnu is equals to 0. So I'm going to explain what's going on here, guys. So let me declare my variable first. I'm going to also declare a character. This character is going to be responsible for the course code name, and that's going to take only 4. Yeah. Then I'm going to declare a float variable 2, which is going to be GPA, and TCP. So let me explain what is going on here, guys. So first, I declare a variable I. Variable I is going to be for our for loop that we are going to use, because we're going to use a if else statement inside for loop. Then n is going to be the, I should just comment it, guys. I is equals to n is equals to total n is total number of course offering, where score is going to be the particular particular course score, while the unit is the number of units that of that particular course, and the TNU, it means total number of units, is equals to 0. So I initialize it to 0 because um, at the starting point of the program, we don't have any number of units. So it's 0. So as the program continues, we're going to be adding the number of units to the TNU, which is 0. So if the TNU at first is 3, we're going to add 3 to TNU, which is now going to be 3. So like that, like that, like that. Why char code? I declared char code here. The code is for the course code. So I'm going to be collecting the course code alongside when we are collecting each course unit and the score. So the float, so the GPA is just a variable where we are going to store is going to store the grade points average in total. The grade points average in total. So and the TCP is the total credit points, which is going to store the amount of all the total credit points. And I initialize it to be 0.0 because first we're using a float value and it's going to be a decimal, obviously. And then we're going to be adding our total credit point to it as the program is running. So next, okay, let me say TNE here is total. Okay, so now let's start our program. So first, we're going to ask the user to enter the total amount of the total number of course offering. So printf enter the total so we're going to scan F. So we're going to be saving it inside this variable n and the data type is integer. So we're going to be using %t and n. So guys, now we now have the total number of courses we're offering. So next that we're going to do now is we're going to use a for loop. So this for loop is going to continually ask the user for the score of the first course and the unit respectively till the total number of courses is reached, which is n. So using a for loop, we're going to say for I is equals to 1, I is less than equals to n, which is the total number of courses the user is offering, I plus plus. So first, we're going to be collecting the course name from the user. So to do that, we're going to just display with F, enter the course code. That the course code, then scan it. So the course code is char character and it's going to be collecting strings of character, which is %s for the format specifier and we're saving it into what code. So next that we're going to be collecting is we're going to be collecting the course score and the unit score also. So to do that, we'll say printf f, so you can say %s score %t Okay. Um Here alongside I'm going to be putting the number. So enter the course code. So I'm going to be putting I. So it'll be like 1 because our I is 1 at first. So it'll be like 1, enter the course code. So after you enter the course code, then percent %s score, which will be like the course code that the person enter. So each person enter MTH. So it'll be like MTH score. So insert code. Then afterwards scan it percent. Since our collective score and score is integer, so is percent %d, comma, and percent score. So next and last input we're going to be collecting is the number of units of that particular course. So printf. So it's going to be like percent %s units. So our course code our unit is an integer data type, so it's percent %d also. So and percent units. Yeah, units. So let me explain what is going on, guys, before I continue. So first, we collected the total number of course offering by the user. Then after, we scan from 1 till the length of the course that the person is offering. So each person is offering 5 courses. Our I is going to be less than or equal to 5. So, and after that, we're going to be collecting the name of the course, the score of the course, and the unit of the course. So now, after collecting that, now we're now going to check where or which condition each course falls into. So to do that, we're going to be using if-else statements. So if you don't know how to use if-else statements or how to check grade score, you can check my video. I've done that before. So if score is greater than or equals to 70 and score is less than or equals to 100. So once score is greater than or equals to 70 and score is less than or equals to 100, so what will happen? Our TCP, which is the total credit points, will be equals to plus equals to units times 5. Then our TNU plus equals to units. So let me explain what's going on here. So if you don't know how to calculate CGPA, then probably you should check out on how to calculate CGPA. So here, what's going on here is once our score is greater than or equals to 70 and is less than or equals to 100, then that's A, right? And A is 5 points. So our TCP, which is our total credit points, will be plus equals to the unit times 5. So once the person enter a score of 78, so that's A, right? So and the unit is 3, so it will be 3 times 5. Then after, we're also adding the unit to a particular variable, which is TNU. So after we're done, we're going to, our CGPA will now be our TCP divided by TNU to get our final answer. So now we're going to do it for else, for B, C, D, E, and F also likewise. So else if our score is greater than or equals to 60 and score is less than or equals to 69. Yeah. So our TCPA will be equal to what? Units times 4, because for a score to be greater than equal to 16 and less than equal to 69, then that means the score is B. So, and B is 4 points. So we're going to add our TNE also, plus equals to units. So for those that don't understand what plus equals to means, it's just a fancy way of saying, like, when I say it's also the same thing as TNU is equals to TNU plus units. It's also the same thing as this. This is also the same thing as this. So whichever way you write it, it's also the same thing. But I prefer writing one as TNU plus equals to units. So likewise, we're going to do for C, D, E, and F. So without wasting much of our time, I'm just going to copy and paste this. So this for B. So for C is greater than equals to 50 and less than equals to 59. That's for C, and it's 3 points. Y for D is greater than equals to 40. For this greater than equals to 45 and less than equals to 49. Yeah. So for D is 3 points. No, this for D. So this is 2 points. Now for E must be greater than equals to 40 and less than equals to 44, sorry. Yeah, so that's times 1. So E is 1 point. Then lastly for F. For F is going to be greater than equals to 0 and less than equals to 39. That's F, so it will be unit times 0. So there's no points for that. And we're still going to add our units, yes. So else, let's go to printf. So else, in case the user enter a score less than 100, greater than 100 or less than 0, we're just going to print out invalid grade score. Yes. So invalid grade score. So let me come again and explain what's going on here, guys. So just like I've said before, collected the course code, then the score, then the unit. Then we check for each instance when it's A, B, C, D, E, and F. So when it's A, it will be unit times 5. Then we'll add it to our TCP and we'll add our units to our TNU. So our TCP and TNU continue increasing once the certain condition is met here. So after that, we are going to have all of our values ready. So all we are going to do is just to calculate the GPA. So our GPA will now be equals to TCP, which is the total credit points, divided by TNU. So after that, I'm supposed to calculate this outside the for loop. And this way the for loop ends. Okay, let me reduce this actually, because so this way the for loop ends in this place. So we're going to calculate this here. So TCP, our GPA is equal to TCP divided by TNU. Then finally we're going to return our GPA. So now, don't forget that a function or a user-defined function will never get executed unless you call it. So now what we're going to do here is just to call our function name. So we're just going to say printf your GPA is percent F. Then I'm going to call our grade point average. Our grade point average, I'm just going to call it, okay. So go to terminate this. So let's run our code and let's see. There's no error. Oh, so we have an error here. So I plus plus, not I plus equals to. Let's see. Yeah. So enter the total number of courses. So let's say we're offering 5 courses. So number 1, enter the course code. Let's say MTH score, MTH 211 score is let me say 878 unit 3. So enter the course code. Next course code, let's say let me say PH1 physics score 88 unit 3. Next course code, let's say CSC is 89 and the unit is 3. The next course code, let's say PCH score 88 unit 2. The last course code, let's say CHM. So the score is 70 and the unit is maybe 3 or 2. Yeah. So your GPA is 5.0. So it is very, very accurate. So let's make our program more accurate. So GPA is always rounded up to 2 decimal places. 5.0, so probably 5.00, and what again are we missing? So let's be able to collect our course code like MTH 101, something like that. So I will increase my character code here to be like 8 or something, and lastly, to correct to 2 decimal place, I'm just going to put 0.2 here. 0.2. So let's run this again. F9 for shortcut. So course code, let me just enter just 2 courses. So course like MTH 101 score 67 B. Unit is 3 units. Next one 88. Oh shit, I did a mistake. 88 score. Let's run this program again. So let's say 3 courses. Enter the course code MTH 101, MTH 211, MTH 211 score, let me say 85, unit 3. Enter the course code statistics ST80, if I'm right. That's 221. Score 77, unit 3. Course code CSC 201, 89, 2 units 3. So GPA is 5.0. So let's try something else. Let's say course code MTH score 70, okay, 67 this time, unit 3. Then course code, next course code, let's say 229. 229 score 66, unit 3. And lastly CSC 201 score, let's say 64, 63, and unit is 3. So we're expecting 4.0, right? Yeah, 4.0. So it's very, very accurate. So you can try this out, guys. Lastly, let me just quickly brush up what I did here. So first, we declared our variable int I, which is for our for loop, int n, which is the total number of course offering, and score, which is the particular course score, and unit, which is the unit of that particular course, and tn, which are total number of units. and we initialize it to be 0 because we don't have any unit at hand now. So our char code is just for the course code, just to make our program more neat and more understandable. Why float GPA? GPA is a variable where we are going to calculate the total grade point average, and the TCP is the total credit point. So first, we prompt the user to enter the total number of course, because that's the very and first thing we need to do. And we save that variable into n. Then using for loop, we iteratively ask the user to enter the course code, the score, and the unit, and we scanned everything each. Then using if else statement, we checked for our condition if TCP is if our score is A, if it's B, if it's C, if it's D, if it's E, and that what we did here. Then after we calculated the GPA, which is the total credit points divided by total number of units, then we return our GPA, which is our answer here. Then after we called our function into its main function. So guys, our program is running and it's very, very accurate. So you can try this out. So if you need the source code for this, or you need a picture, just check my Instagram account. I will post everything there as soon as I'm done. So that's all guys for today. Thank you very much. So I hope this video helps you a lot in your CSA 201 exam and helps other people also which are finding it difficult to calculate their